Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube page. I'm continuing my Week 14 NFL previews and predictions here with the game pitting the Miami Dolphins and the San Francisco 49ers. I'm previewing every game of Week 14 here. You can always catch me on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. That's at SNewsAnalysis, or as well in the YouTube comments below. The San Francisco 49ers, the Miami Dolphins, both coming off of divisional losses last week. The Dolphins to the Patriots, the 49ers to the Rams in overtime. Both teams, though, as a whole, headed in two completely different directions. The Dolphins, probably at 5-7, about where people thought they would be heading into the season. Why do people probably think this? Well, first and foremost, they're starting a rookie quarterback. They drafted Ryan Tannehill out of Texas A&M. He's developing just like typical rookie quarterbacks do. You have the Andrew Lucks, the RG3s, the Russell Wilsons. You know, their early development and how they've been playing here early on in their careers is not the norm. And I think we're seeing Tannehill develop sort of like any other rookie quarterback that's come in the league for the last 20 years or so. And that's not an indictment on him. There's a learning curve that comes along with playing in the NFL. He has showed flashes of playing well. So we'll see how his development sort of advances here through the last month of the season. This will be an especially tough matchup for the Dolphins as a team, and specifically for Tannehill. The 49ers have a very stout rushing defense and have a good pass rush from those defensive ends, the two Smiths, Alden and Justin. The Dolphins are a team with a rookie quarterback and a lack of a running game. And when you're playing against the 49ers, those are two things that could really get you in a bind, and that could really prove tough when you're playing against a team as formidable as the 49ers. To add to things, the Dolphins' left tackle Jake Long will also be out for this game and out for the remainder of the season. So I'm sure Alden Smith and Justin Smith are licking their chops to get a crack at this Dolphins offensive line. And it's not great to begin with, and now we'll have some new parts starting against them this week. We'll see how I think it puts Tannehill in such a tough situation to be playing against a team where the 49ers know the Dolphins aren't going to be able to run the ball on them, and to put Tannehill in a situation where he might have to throw the ball 40 plus times for them to have a chance to win is really, I think, asking a little bit too much from the rookie. But we'll see how things unfold here. Of note as well is Brian Hartline, very close to the 1,000-yard receiving plateau for the season. If you happen to take a flyer on him late in your fantasy draft, maybe he's not a starter for you. Maybe he's been a bye week replacement or a flex position type player for you. But he only needs a little over 100 yards for 1,000 for the season. So good job there by Brian Hartline. He's a nice little player. The 49ers come into this game at 8-3-1. A game and a half up in the division, so they haven't clinched in the division as of yet. I don't see any problems with them doing what they have to do to win the NFC West. They're now going to get into a seeding battle here for that second seed in the NFC. The popular thinking is it'll probably come between them and then the Packers or the Bears for that second seed. Most people tend to lean the Packers in that perspective. The quarterback situation in San Francisco has been well documented. Colin Kaepernick will make his fourth start of the season this Sunday. You saw the first bad game from Kaepernick last week. You saw some plays that led directly, to the 49ers losing. Now we'll see how the 49ers can come back from that. This is the first time this has happened with Kaepernick as the starter, whether it be the dropping back 17 yards into the end zone, or whether it be the errant option pitch to a running back. We'll see how he bounces back. We'll see how the team rallies around him. What I don't think is talked about enough is, yes, Harbaugh makes the decision to bench Alex Smith and start Colin Kaepernick. What is the locker room's reaction to that? How are these guys behind the scene reacting to a young quarterback coming in the middle of a playoff race and taking control of this team? The 49ers are a team headed in the right direction. They're poised to make a deep run in the playoffs. And we'll see how this quarterback situation unfolds and affects the team going forward. But in this game, we don't see any problems. Even if Kaepernick doesn't have a great game. In this game, we don't think it hurts them. But down the line against better opponents, certainly in the playoffs, it could rear its ugly head. Like we said before, we don't see the Dolphins being able to pose any threat from an offensive standpoint to the 49ers defense, mainly because Reggie Bush only has 2 games over 70 yards this year, and the 49ers only allowed 90 yards rushing a game anyway. So we think this all equals to the 49ers comfortably covering the 10 points that they're giving at home here. We like the 49ers minus 10 at home against the rebuilding Dolphins, maybe a good way to put it, or a young Dolphin team that is probably a little bit better than people thought, but still not at the level of a team that will definitely be headed to the playoffs and maybe even be competing for a playoff bye. So we like the 49ers minus 10 at home. Please check back for more previews of NFL games. I'll be finishing up my Week 14 previews here, and always at S News Analysis. That's at S News Analysis. Have a good day, guys.